What's up, DFS players? We have a ridiculous two-pick entry on PrizePicks for Friday. So this is an absolutely ridiculous MLB player prop entry on PrizePicks for today. And again, as a recap, PrizePicks is an absolutely fascinating platform and pretty easy to make money off of because they won't vary your payout depending on if you select the overs or the unders for a player. Any two picks you select, you're going to be getting plus 200 odds, right? 20 to win 60. Doesn't matter if you take the overs or the unders. It doesn't matter what picks you select. 20 to win 60, which means 20 to win 40 a profit, plus your $20 stake back. So plus 200 odds, 20 to win $40 a profit. So essentially what this means is every player prop you include in a two-pick entry on PrizePicks, as we have gone through in previous videos, which will be in the end screen of this video. For any two-pick entry on PrizePicks, you have to be winning your player props 57.74% of the time to break even on PrizePicks. So 57.74% of the time. So essentially, the optimal strategy is to look for value on PrizePicks and look for where the sportsbooks have an under heavily juiced. So we can see right here, this is straight from the OddsJam positive EV page. So if I just search, Lucas right here, minus 137 on PrizePicks, we're getting the same price for the over and the under. And if we look, you can see the sportsbooks have the under heavily juiced, right? Pinnacle Sportsbook, the sharpest sportsbook in the world, they're pricing Lucas under 5.5 strikeouts at minus 170, right? So the sportsbooks have the under heavily juiced, which means the sportsbooks believe the under is much more likely to hit, right? Minus 170 plus 126 is the current market on Pinnacle Sportsbook, the sharpest sportsbook out there. And we can get minus 137 implied odds in our PrizePicks entry. So the first pick we want to include is, again, just straight from the OddsJam positive EV page, right? You can see right here, 1.6 profit margin. You scroll along, Lucas under 5.5 strikeouts, minus 137 implied odds on PrizePicks, which is the implied odds, essentially, PrizePicks is giving you for any two-pick entry. So this is the first pick we want to go with, right from the OddsJam positive EV page. So again, the OddsJam positive expected value tool, it essentially just compares, sportsbook odds, to the sharpest bookmaker, Pinnacle, to show where there's value. So for example, for this, Taylor Ward player prop bet, so this is a sports bet. If we go down here, you can see that we're able to spot the discrepancy that Taylor Ward over 1.5 player bases is plus 155 odds on FanDuel, and no other sportsbook is giving us better than plus 132. So this is an indication that, hey, there's some value in Taylor Ward over 1.5 total bases. So anyways, let's get back into it. So our first play we just found from the OddsJam positive EV page, which is just Lucas under 5.5 strikeouts, right? And it should be pretty clear, looking at the lines on sportsbooks, that this is a great pick to include in our PrizePicks entry, right? Pinnacle Sportsbook, the sharpest bookmaker, is pricing this at minus 170, and we're able to get this at an implied price of minus 137 on PrizePicks. So that's the first pick I'm going with. And then the second pick is literally insane. So this is from the OddsJam middles tool. So what the middles betting tool will show you as a sports bettor is essentially, where there are discrepancies in lines. Where is one sportsbook setting the line at 2.5 and another sportsbook is setting the line at 3.5. So here we can see this Devin Smeltzer guy. FanDuel is pricing his line at over under 3.5 strikeouts, heavily juiced towards the over, right? Whereas PrizePicks is setting the line at David Smeltzer over under 2.5 strikeouts. And FanDuel is pricing this at minus 480 for Smeltzer over 2.5 strikeouts. So this is an absolutely, ridiculous play. Smelter over 2.5 strikeouts. We're able to get on PrizePicks minus 137 implied odds when the first sportsbook to post odds, which obviously is a more efficient betting market than PrizePicks, right? FanDuel takes a lot more volume than PrizePicks does. They're pricing this at minus 480, right? Minus 480. So very, very over 80% to hit. And we're getting this minus 137 in our PrizePicks entry. So this is a play we want to be all over, is Smelter over 2.5 strikeouts. So let's lock in these two picks. I'm going to lock it in for the full max. You literally have to hit this for the full max. This first pick, Smelter over 2.5 strikeouts, is ridiculous, right? FanDuel is pricing this at minus 480. Minus 480. And we're getting this in our PrizePicks entry at minus 137 implied odds. And again, PrizePicks doesn't even change the payout depending on if you select the over or the under. So you definitely want to go with Smelter over 2.5 strikeouts in this game. So I hope you found this video helpful. It's PrizePicks player props, 2 MLB player props for tomorrow. They also have some promotion on Matthew Stafford, but I'll skip over that. Lock it in. Let's make some frickin' money.